6. Being and society. Wherever a society has a naturalistic religion grounded on the concept of continuity, man faces the total power of the state. This is clearly true today as it was in antiquity. The Scythians worshipped the elements and practical veneration of ancestors, and the royal Scyths ruled as despots. The Parthians practiced a religion affirming continuity, and their monarchs had nearly despotic power and claimed the title of King of Kings. The list can be extended at length. Where there is no transcendental law and power in a separate and omnipotent being, then power has a wholly immanent and immediate source in a state, group, or person, and it is beyond appeal. The state becomes the saving power and the source of law. It becomes the priestly agency of its own total power and the manifest power of its divinity. Such a state becomes God walking on the earth, and its every tyranny is identified as liberty because being and meaning are both identifiable in terms of the state. Since it is held that there is no law beyond the state, meaning is what the state defines and liberty is what the state provides. In this faith, for man to be free means to be in the state. More than that, for man to be, he must be a member of the state, for being is one and continuous, and salvation is a metaphysical unification of all being. In its older forms, this doctrine held that the power and will of being were manifested or incarnated in the king, who was the bearer of power and will in relationship to men and the recipient of it from the gods. The idea of the good king who ensures the well-being of the world is practically universal. The potency of being is manifested through him. The king's power, then, is no human might, but the power, the potency of the world. His imperialism is not covetousness, but an assertion of his world status, and his garb, the living garment of God. From the ancient kings to present empires and the United Nations, this motive is paramount. Their imperialism is seen by themselves, in all sincerity, not as covetousness, but as an assertion of that order which they incarnate. The king, then, is a god. Indeed, he is one of the first and oldest gods. Power has been embodied in a living person in a still more literal sense than he is a god. The king is the Son of God, and in this also he is a saviour form. The relativism we have previously noted is apparent in this godhood. Each king and state represents a divine order for their day. They pass away, and another truth and power succeed them. Royal power, then, is world power, but, like that of the sun, it is valid only for its own period. The king has given way to a new focus for the potency of being, humanity, the new object of adoration since the Enlightenment, with the intellectual and the philosopher its high priest. Goethe declared of the magical powers of humanity that, for all human feelings, pure humanity atones. The cult has its unknown soldier lighted at his grave by the eternal flame, and Mother's Day to celebrate pure humanity, and humanity is, for many, the sole entity worthy of worship. Unfortunately for this faith, humanity, instead of manifesting power, is revealing a radical impotence.